How does presence help us shift into listening to our heart rather than all the messages from the world?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that is in the book, that is kind of like home base. That's the returning point. So you're going to set out on this journey and you're going to go into some of these challenging territories, but the place that we always can come back to and to get a breath is the practice of presence. And for me, it is really the foundation of this whole journey. It's where my journey started. And what I realized, again, through personal experience, was when it occurred to me that living like this maxed out life where I'm saying yes to far too many commitments and I'm constantly like attached to my phone and I've got this mile long to-do list and I'm striving all the time, pushing and performing and consuming, and it's just this rat race. And when I realized, okay, you know that question I get a lot, Rachel, how do you do it all? And it's such a compliment. And that day I was like, well, what would be the real answer to that? Like if you were going to answer that honestly. And the answer was, I can do it all because I miss out on life. I miss out on the moments that really matter, the laughing, the playing, the memory making. So that very day, I had that epiphany while I was on a run. I came home, back to the same routine. The computer's open, the phone's right there. I'm making lunches really fast, thinking about all the things I need to do. And I look up, and there's my 4-year-old at the time, Avery, was on the couch watching Lion King. And this little voice inside me said, there's nothing more important than being with her right now. And so because of that experience that I had on that run, I thought, you need to listen and you need to go. And when I sat next to her, she did something that nobody has ever done in my life. And she picks up my hand and she kisses my palm. And that was such a confirming moment for me that when you let go of what doesn't matter, you can grasp what really does matter. And I realized that exchange that connection that I felt was only a few minutes long. And I thought, I can't overhaul my life. I can't stop with all of my responsibilities and obligations as an adult. We just can't do that. But I can start creating these little pockets of time where I push all the distraction away. And so that's what I started with. I called it going hands-free because I wanted my family and my daughters who were young at the time, I wanted to give them a label, a terminology for what mom was doing. I'm going hands-free. I'm putting all this away so I can be available. And it was amazing how in just 5 or 10 minutes of being completely available to my world, the world that matters to me, Avery, Scott, Natalie, Rachel, then how peaceful I felt and how suddenly those things that seem so urgent really get put into perspective. And so those little practice of presence times or going hands-free, they become building blocks. And then those 5 minutes get longer. Other people in your family think, I want to try that with you. I enjoy that with you, even as teenagers. You know, mine are 19 and 16 now. And both of them, they'll even say like, Mom, do you want to watch Grey's Anatomy or something, one of their favorite shows? And I'll say, sure. And they're like, let's put our phones away. Because they see now it's so much better to live life as it's happening rather than multitasking or trying to do 2 things at once. And so it's a really beautiful thing how you practicing presence can impact your family.